The moon hung low over Green Meadow Farm, a pale silver coin in a darkening sky. But little Bunny, curled in his nest of hay, could not sleep. His whiskers twitched. His paws drummed against the straw. Because tomorrow, he was going to do something no bunny in the warren had ever done before. He was going to grow his own dinner, all by himself, with no help at all. At least, that is what he told himself. And that is what everyone said. A bunny of your age, Old Thistle had sniffed, can plant a seed and wait. It is simple. But Old Thistle had never held a seed in his own paws. He had only watched the farmers from a distance. So little Bunny believed him. And he believed the soil was just dirt. And he believed that all a seed needed was to be pushed into the ground. And then, by magic, a carrot would appear. But the earth does not work by belief. The earth works by patience, by water, by the tiny hidden creatures that no one sees. Little Bunny found a seed in the pantry. It was smaller than his smallest claw, brown, dry, hard. He carried it to a patch of soil near the fence where the sun fell warmest. He dug a small hole with his front paws. The soil was dusty. It crumbled in his grip. He dropped the seed inside. He covered it with earth. And then he sat back, waiting. And nothing happened. The first day passed. The sun rose. The sun set. The seed stayed still. Little Bunny poked the soil with his nose. Nothing. The second day passed. A gentle rain fell. Little Bunny felt the water on his fur. He thought about the seed, drinking beneath the ground. But on the third day, when he dug a tiny trench to peek, the seed was exactly where he had left it. Dry. Brown. Hard. It had not changed at all. Have you ever tried something for the first time? And the world did not seem to notice. You waited. And the wait felt like forever. That is how little Bunny felt. His paw rested on the silent soil. He remembered the way the seed had looked in his small paw. He wondered if he had done something wrong. Maybe he had not said the right words. Maybe he had not waited long enough. Maybe the seed was too small. Maybe the sun was too hot. Maybe the rain had come too late. Maybe the soil was too hard. Maybe the moon had looked away. Maybe. He tried again. He dug a fresh hole in a shadier spot, near the old oak tree where the soil was dark and wet. He carried a new seed from the pantry, his paw trembling. He placed it deeper this time. He covered it with more earth. He sat. He waited.
Please grow quickly.
He whispered to the seed.
Sprout.
Please, he said. Please, grow. But the second seed did not grow either.
Plants.
Now little Bunny was confused.
Gone, aren't they?
He'd watched the farmers. They dropped seeds into the earth. They walked away. And later, carrots appeared. Why was it not working for him? He looked at his paws. He looked at the sky. He looked at the hole where the first seed lay, still silent. Listen, you have felt this. You have tried to make something happen and the world did not move. You have waited at the table for the food to be ready. And the minutes stretched like hours. You have planted a hope inside you, and nothing came up. It is not a failure. It is a secret If you want to learn more secrets like this one, you can subscribe to our little story farm. Each night, we share a new tale from the garden, just for sleepy ears. And tell us, in the comments, what is one thing you have waited for that felt like forever? We love to read your stories before bed. The seed is waiting. But little Bunny did not know that secret yet. On the 5th morning, a heavy dew covered the grass. Little Bunny crept out of his nest, his eyes still heavy with sleep. He went to the first hole. He pushed his nose into the earth. The seed was still there, but something was different. The soil around it was damp, and in the wetness there was a smell he had not noticed before. A deep, living smell, like the inside of a pumpkin, like something breathing. And then he saw it, a tiny crack in the seed coat, a small, pale root, no longer than a whisker, pushing downward into the soil. The seed had not been sleeping. It had been drinking. It had been feeling. It had been reaching for something far below. The little bunny's paws could not go, but the root was alone. No green leaf, no carrot, just the long, pale thread of a root, searching in the darkness. And little bunny realized something. The seed did not just need to be planted. It needed to be ready. And the soil did not just need water. It needed the right time. And the sun did not need to shine all day. It needed to warm the earth gently, slowly, like a blanket. He sat next to the hole, his fur brushing the damp soil. He thought about the farmers. He had seen them walk away from the garden many times, but they always came back. They checked. They waited. They did not pull the carrot before it was ready. They let the earth do its work. Little Bunny decided to try one more time. He chose a third spot near the fence, where the morning sun touched the soil first. This time he did not dig too deep. He did not dig too shallow. He placed the seed in the earth gently. He covered it with soil, but not too tightly. And then he did something new. He listened. He put his ear to the ground. At first, there was only silence. The wind, the distant cluck of a hen. Then, from deep below, he heard a tiny, creaking sound, like a door opening. Like a tiny voice saying, I am here. That moment of hearing the seed. It is the kind of discovery that makes you want to stay and listen for more. If you want to hear what other secrets the garden whispers, subscribe so you never miss a bedtime story. And in the comments, tell us, what do you think the seed said? Was it a hello or a promise? He looked at his paws. He looked at the soil. He understood now. The seed did not grow because of him. It grew because of everything. The sun, the rain, the worms, the air, the time, the quiet. His job was not to force the carrot. His job was to be there, to wait, to trust. And you know this secret too. You have felt it when you waited for a friend, when you waited for bedtime, when you waited for the day to start. The world is not fast. It is slow, and slow is the only way deep things grow. A gentle rain fell that evening. Little Bunny did not dig. He did not check. He sat under a wide leaf, feeling the cool drops on his fur. He listened to the rain hitting the barn roof, the sound of water soaking into the thirsty earth. He thought about the seed, far below, drinking its first long breath. 7 days passed. The soil settled. The sun came and went. Little Bunny visited the garden each morning, but he did not touch the earth. He just watched. He watched the way the morning light touched the mound. He watched the way the dew glistened on the surface. He watched, and he waited. And on the 8th morning, something had changed. A tiny green curl, no bigger than the tip of his ear, was pushing through the soil. It was delicate, pale, as if it had been dreaming of light for a very long time. Little Bunny leaned close. His breath stirred the tiny leaf. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Not because it was big, not because it was perfect, but because he had waited for it. He had done nothing. And yet, he had done everything. He was still. The days grew longer. The tiny curl became 2 leaves. The leaves grew taller. A stem rose from the soil, thin and green. Little Bunny did not pull. He did not rush. He watered it when the soil looked thirsty. He sat next to it when the sun was warm. He whispered to the leaves. Gentle words. The same words he wished someone had whispered to him when he was small. You are safe. You are growing. There is no need to hurry. And then one evening, as the sky turned pink behind the barn, Little Bunny noticed the base of the stem. It was thicker, orange, a small shoulder of carrot pushing through the dark earth. His carrot, the one he had planted, the one he had waited for, the one he had not given up on. He did not pull it that night. He let the moon see it. He let the stars shine on the orange shoulder. He curled his body around the carrot top, feeling the warmth of the soil, the smell of evening, the soft sound of crickets beginning their song. And in that quiet moment, Little Bunny understood something important. Growing is not about the final bite. It is about the days in between. The mornings when nothing happens. The evenings when you feel tired. The quiet trust that something is working, even when you cannot see it. And you have done that too. You have trusted. You have waited. And someday you will see what you have been growing. The next morning, Little Bunny pulled the carrot from the earth. It came out easily, as if the soil had been holding it gently, ready to let go. The carrot was long and orange and covered in tiny grains of earth. He held it in both paws. It was heavy. It was real. It was his. He did not eat it right away. He carried it to the edge of the garden and washed it in the rain barrel. The water made the orange shine. He took one bite. The taste was sweet, deep, like the memory of rain and sun and waiting. He chewed slowly. He ate the whole carrot from the green top to the long tip. And when he was finished, he lay on his back in the grass, his belly full, the sky wide above him. He thought about the seed that had felt so small in his paw. He thought about the days of silence. He thought about the green curl that had pushed through the darkness. And he knew now that every seed holds a whole world. And every world needs time. As Little Bunny drifts to sleep, we invite you to stay close to this garden of stories. Subscribe so you can join us again tomorrow night when another small miracle will be waiting.
Whisper the name of your favorite
And in
vegetable.
the comments,
We will plant it for you.
whisper the name of your favorite vegetable. We will plant it in our story garden for you. The farm settled into evening. The chickens went to their roost. The cows stood still in the meadow. Little Bunny curled into his nest, his whiskers drooping, his eyes half closed. The moon rose over the barn, white and soft. And somewhere, in the dark soil of the garden, a new seed was waiting. It had felt the rain. It had heard the worm's song. It was beginning to stir deep down, dreaming of the light. Because the garden is never finished. There is always another season, another seed, another small miracle waiting to be found. And little Bunny, his nose tucked into his tail, was already dreaming of tomorrow.